school for me. I think the actors that I look up to now took time to really work with great directors and challenge themselves before they went into bigger roles. I don't feel like I necessarily deserve those yet. I want to work on figuring out who I am first.
I think the way you just described it means he does deserve it. I mean, he's not going to sit back and do the same thing over and over again. And the same as me, I'm pushing myself into a new place in my career, and I want to learn. I also want to learn. And I think it's a sign of a great actor that he's willing to go places that he doesn't know exactly how to do. But in the first meeting, it was obvious he knew this character. He knew it so well that he told me something that day that I actually went and added to the script. And later, after we shot the scene, I said, "Zach, did you know you wrote this dialogue?" That's how.
I knew it sounded like you. I knew that sounded just like. Anyways, yeah.
I think he's on this path of people like Tom Cruise and Johnny Depp and these great actors who could have gone the easy route, which usually doesn't lead to much good. Instead, he's going to a much more challenging way, and I think this is the sign of what he's going to do in the future.
And also, it's your own town. What sort of character do you play within your own town now?
Let's see. The only way I can answer that question is to describe my family. We were a little bit different than this family. I was the oldest brother, but around the time I realized I was bad at sports, my dad pushed us into sports. I started doing theater, and this was kind of like a curveball that got thrown at the family. We sort of enjoyed, and it was really weird for me in high school. But I don't know. I grew up well loved, and I was a good big brother.
I mean, I think Zach matches so perfectly the polite Dean, because in the early parts of the film, he's quite polite. He has a real passion for his girlfriend. He has a deep love for his mom. He has like most people anywhere in the world, he has a love-hate for the dad and all he represents. But it's the second half of the film, and even in the racing sequences, he's the local hero, but there's something vicious about him. There's a killer in him. And this is the part that I think Zach didn't know as a person, because he's such a genuinely good person. When I met his dad, I said, "Sir, I've been wanting to meet you for a while. You raised him well." Because he could be anyone with his star power, his attention. He's remained so polite and humble that the killer in him, in the film, I'm still not sure how he did it, but he delivered. He delivered what I wanted,
It's a brilliant film. When it comes to the film, what are you most excited for the audience to see?
I think that for all of us, especially Ramin, the way that we did this movie was very different. I'm excited for everyone involved. I wish we could give him a glimpse into the cornfields, 115-degree weather.
Oh.
We were shooting, but.
By the way, 115 inside the cornfield, which Zach has a vicious battle in the cornfield with his rival.
Oh yeah.
It was 15 degrees hotter.
Yeah, corn has a thing of insulating the heat.
Oh.
So we were there, and it was like 135. It was ridiculous. But I'm very excited for this film, for everyone to see it here and see what they think. I think it's really important.
I want people to see I want the people to see the film, but I really want them to see the interaction with Dennis and Zach. Yeah. I think these are two actors at the top of their game. For Zach, very new. It's still early in his career, but I think his best to date. And I hope people will see something they've never seen in Dennis Quaid before. And the interaction between the two, between father and son. By the way, a universal story, a story you could understand anywhere. I really want the audiences to see that human story. And then I hope the audiences would see internationally how the film is really about something much grander. What does expand or die mean? What does it mean in today's social and economic world? How has that philosophy been exported from America and led to a global economic collapse? I hope they would think about that too.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
So they're always really interesting. What was it about this film
maybe you do have sort of a the ability to pick and choose your roles in my shoes, or I did at one point. But really, I wasn't finding something that was different or challenging in the way that Ramin's film was. This character Dean goes through some things that I hadn't necessarily experienced, and it was a different kind of role, and it presented very different challenges than a lot of other films. And when I met him and we talked about the movie, I think it was pretty instant, chemistry there. I mean, we wanted to work together.
Definitely.
We were after the same thing, and we got it.
I remember